When I began writing this book, I had no platform, no fame, and no publisher. But I had one thing, faith. Faith that the power of thought can transform anyone's life, regardless of where they come from, whether a remote village or a bustling city, whether born into poverty or privilege. I come from a background where resources were limited, but dreams were limitless. Life's struggles, failures, and experiences have taught me a deeper truth. True wealth begins within, shaped by thought, perspective, and self-belief. The purpose of writing this book was never just to inspire. It was to ignite belief. To help you truly understand that you were not born for an ordinary life. This book is a voice for the millions who don't fail because of a lack of money, but because of a lack of belief in their thoughts. In every chapter, I've shared stories of real people who did more with less. Those who changed the world through nothing but the power of their thinking. My humble request to you. Do not read this as a book. Read it as a mirror. Find yourself in its words. And when you do, don't hesitate. Stand up. Move forward. Begin writing your own new story. With deep gratitude. Introduction. Whenever we hear the word rich, images of luxury cars, lavish bungalows, massive bank balances, and a life of comfort come to mind. But is this truly the definition of being rich? The purpose of this book is to challenge that conventional thinking, the belief that wealth is defined solely by resources, money, or material comforts. Don't be rich by resources, be rich by thought. This book is not just a collection of ideas, it's a philosophy, a movement that proclaims, the true richness lies in thought. There are countless examples in the world that prove this truth. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, who came from a humble fisherman's family in Tamil Nadu, rose to become India's missile man and the president through the strength of his dreams, thinking, and determination. Dhirubhai Ambani, who once worked at a petrol pump, went on to build a massive industrial empire with nothing but his vision and mindset. Oprah Winfrey, who emerged from poverty, discrimination, and abuse in America, and became one of the most influential women in the world purely through the power of her mind. This book is a collection of thoughts, principles, and stories that show. If your thinking is big, lack of resources can never stop you. Real wealth lies in thought, not in the pocket. Ratan Tata. We become what we think. Mahatma Gandhi. If you are born poor, it's not your fault. But if you die poor, it is. Bill Gates. Their secret to success was not that they had everything, but that they made the most of whatever they had. What will you find in this book? This book offers countless real-life examples of people who progressed despite a lack of resources. These inspiring stories will teach you to believe in yourself. This book doesn't just inspire, it transforms your thinking. As is your thought, so is your world. Swami Vivekananda. Each chapter will focus on topics such as the power of thoughts, self-confidence, goal setting, time management, innovation with limited means, practical tools for shifting your mindset. At the end of each chapter, you'll also find seeds of thought, powerful quotes and true stories that will deeply move you. Who is this book for? For those who think, I have nothing. For those who have accepted poverty as their destiny. For those who want to give their life a new direction, using the power of their thoughts. What you already have is enough, if your thinking is expansive. That's the core message this book aims to deliver. Chapter 2. They had nothing, but their thinking was big. Throughout history, there have been numerous great individuals who were born with extremely limited means, but through their mindset, strong willpower, and relentless effort, they achieved the impossible. Their lives prove that greatness doesn't depend on wealth, privilege, or inheritance, it is shaped by the height of one's thoughts and the courage of their vision. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, from missile man to president. Dr. Kalam was born on October 15, 1931, in a modest Muslim family in Rameswaram, Tamil Nadu. His father operated a boat, and the family lived under financial constraints. As a child, Kalam delivered newspapers to fund his education. Yet, his vision was always elevated. He once said, "Dream is not what you see in sleep. Dream is something which does not let you sleep." He studied aerospace engineering and played a vital role in India's defense research at DRDO and ISRO. Widely known as the Missile Man of India, he eventually became the 11th President of India, without any political background. His life stands as proof that with a powerful vision and dedication, greatness is within reach for anyone. Dhirubhai Ambani, from a petrol pump to India's biggest industrialist. Born on December 28, 1932, in Chorwad village of Gujarat to a schoolteacher's family, Dhirubhai faced economic hardship from a young age. As a teenager, he went to Yemen and worked at a petrol pump. With very little capital, he started trading spices. But his vision was never small, he didn't limit himself. He founded Reliance, turning a small textile business into one of India's largest industrial empires. He famously said, "Think big, think fast, think ahead. Ideas are no one's monopoly." Dhirubhai demonstrated that even with limited means, if your thinking is expansive, you can create your own opportunities. Lal Bahadur Shastri, Strength in Simplicity. Born on October 2, 1904, in Mughalsare, Uttar Pradesh, Shastri came from a humble background. After the early demise of his father, life was filled with struggles. Yet, Shastri's mindset was always centered around national service. He sacrificed comfort and education to join the Indian independence movement. Later, as Prime Minister of India, he gave the iconic slogan, "Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, Hail the Soldier, Hail the Farmer," which still resonates today. During a national food crisis, he appealed to the nation to skip one meal, and led by example. His honesty and simplicity continue to inspire millions. The defense of freedom is not the responsibility of soldiers alone. The whole nation must be strong. Other notable examples. Baba Amt, a wealthy man who gave up everything to dedicate his life to leprosy patients. Kiran Mazumdar Shah, started India's biggest biotech company. Kiran Mazumdar Shah, started India's biggest biotech company, Biocon, with zero capital. Sundar Pichai, from a modest home in Tamil Nadu with no laptop or internet, rose to become the CEO of Google, a name known across the world today. Inspiring thoughts. Start with what you have. Greatness doesn't lie in resources, it lies in thought. If your thinking is rich, resources will find their own way. Passion, energy, and determination, these are more powerful than any resource. Conclusion. One thing was common among all these great personalities, the vastness of their thinking and deep commitment to their goals. When life put them through hardships, they didn't give up, instead, they turned those very hardships into wings that helped them soar. The message of this chapter is clear. Lack of resources is never a barrier, if your thinking is high and your resolve is strong. Chapter 3, Not Wealth, but Mindset defines richness. Traditional understanding of wealth versus real richness. Traditionally, wealth has been measured by money, properties, and material possessions. But is every rich person truly wealthy? Is wealth only about visible things, mansions, cars, and bank balances? In truth, the real foundation of wealth is mindset, perspective, and attitude. A person with a positive outlook, who finds opportunity in adversity and thinks beyond themselves, is truly rich, regardless of their bank account. What is mental richness? Mental richness means positive thinking, seeing solutions instead of problems in every situation. Patience and self-control, making decisions calmly instead of reacting emotionally. Empathy and service, living not just for oneself, but for the betterment of others. Hunger for knowledge, a habit of continuous learning. Growth-oriented vision, even a poor boy thinking, one day, I too will do something great. How attitude makes you truly rich. Many millionaires live in fear, envy, greed, and dissatisfaction. A sign of mental poverty. On the other hand, some have no financial wealth, but possess inner strength, service-mindedness, and a positive outlook, qualities that make them truly rich. Mahatma Gandhi had no wealth, army, or power, yet his attitude was so powerful it brought an empire to its knees. Mother Teresa had no possessions, yet ruled millions of hearts, because her mindset was grounded in compassion and service. 1. Helen Keller. Born both deaf and blind, Helen Keller not only earned an education but went on to inspire millions. Optimism is the faith that leads to achievement. Although the world is full of suffering, it is also full of the overcoming of it. Despite her disabilities, she became a writer, speaker, and social reformer, proving mindset trumps limitation. Kiran Mazumdar Shah started India's biggest biotech company, Biocon, with zero capital. Sundar Pichai, from a modest home in Tamil Nadu with no laptop or internet, rose to become the CEO of Google, a name known across the world today. Inspiring thoughts. Start with what you have. Greatness doesn't lie in resources, it lies in thought. If your thinking is rich, resources will find their own way. Passion, energy, and determination, these are more powerful than any resource. Conclusion. One thing was common among all these great personalities, the vastness of their thinking and deep commitment to their goals. When life put them through hardships, they didn't give up, instead, they turned those very hardships into wings that helped them soar. The message of this chapter is clear. Lack of resources is never a barrier, if your thinking is high and your resolve is strong. Chapter 3, Not wealth, but mindset defines richness. Traditional understanding of wealth versus real richness. Traditionally, wealth has been measured by money, properties, and material possessions. But is every rich person truly wealthy? Is wealth only about visible things, mansions, cars, and bank balances? In truth, the real foundation of wealth is mindset, perspective, and attitude. A person with a positive outlook, who finds opportunity in adversity and thinks beyond themselves, is truly rich, regardless of their bank account. What is mental richness? Mental richness means positive thinking, seeing solutions instead of problems in every situation. Patience and self-control, making decisions calmly instead of reacting emotionally. Empathy and service, living not just for oneself, but for the betterment of others. Hunger for knowledge, a habit of continuous learning. Growth-oriented vision, even a poor boy thinking, one day, I too will do something great. How attitude makes you truly rich. Many millionaires live in fear, envy, greed, and dissatisfaction. A sign of mental poverty. On the other hand, some have no financial wealth, but possess inner strength, service-mindedness, and a positive outlook, qualities that make them truly rich. Mahatma Gandhi had no wealth, army, or power, yet his attitude was so powerful it brought an empire to its knees. Mother Teresa had no possessions, yet ruled millions of hearts, because her mindset was grounded in compassion and service. 1. Helen Keller. Born both deaf and blind, Helen Keller not only earned an education but went on to inspire millions. Optimism is the faith that leads to achievement. Although the world is full of suffering, it is also full of the overcoming of it. Despite her disabilities, she became a writer, speaker, and social reformer, proving mindset trumps limitation. But your thinking decides its direction. A mentally rich poor person can transform the world, while a narrow-minded millionaire can feel hollow inside. The day your thoughts begin to enlighten others, you'll become truly rich. Chapter 4, Small Towns, Big Dreams. Dreams that rose from dusty streets. When we see a child running barefoot through a dusty village lane, we rarely imagine that one day, this same child could become a president, a millionaire entrepreneur, or a global speaker. But history has time and again proven that dreams can take flight from any soil, if they're backed by determination, effort, and a powerful mindset. This chapter shares the inspiring journeys of those who came from small towns and villages but rose to extraordinary heights. These aren't just success stories, they're stories of courage, self-belief, and relentless passion. Narendra Modi, from tea seller to Prime Minister. From selling tea at a railway station in Vadnagar, Gujarat, to leading the world's largest democracy, Narendra Modi's journey proves that when your vision is big, the path appears. His mantra, work so hard in silence that success makes the noise. Kalpana Chawla, from Karnal to outer space. From Karnal, Haryana, Kalpana Chawla reached the stars, literally. She proved that girls from small towns can conquer space itself. Her life was a powerful testament to courage, confidence, and ambition. Her belief, I always told people, if you have a dream, you also have the power within to make it come true. Manoj Muntashir, from Amethi to Bollywood. Hailing from Gauriganj, a small village in Uttar Pradesh, Manoj Muntashir rose to become one of Bollywood's most celebrated lyricists. His powerful poetry reflects his inner journey. Dreams kept shouting, but I stayed silent. Let the time come, I will become the voice. Bhagirathi Devi, from Bihar's soil to voice of empowerment. Once a farm laborer in Sitamarhi, Bihar, Bhagirathi Devi is now a powerful voice in women's empowerment and social service. Her journey proves that even women from villages can change the future of a nation. Inspiring tale, To the Exam Center by Bullock Cart. A young boy studied in a village with no transport. To appear for exams, he rode a bullock cart to the exam center. People laughed, but his belief was unshaken. Today, Amitesh Kumar serves in the Bihar Administrative Service. Lesson: lack of resources can block roads, not resolve. Psychological and social insight. People from small towns develop resilience, independence, and creativity due to limited means. This makes them stronger competitors when they reach larger cities, turning challenges into opportunities. Manoj Bajpayee, from Belwa to the big screen. Born in the small village of Belwa in Bihar, Manoj Bajpayee faced rejection after rejection in his early acting career. But he never gave up. Today, his performances in films like Satya, Gangs of Wasseypur, and Shul are iconic. Inspiration. I came from a village, but always believed that one day, the entire nation would watch my acting. Sandeep Maheshwari, from middle-class boy to millions of hearts. From a modest Delhi household, Sandeep began as a photographer. After multiple failures, he founded Images Bazaar, now the world's largest Indian image library. Today, his motivational speeches inspire millions of youth. His wisdom. If you're afraid of something that hasn't happened yet, you've already lost to your fear. Mithali Raj, from Jodhpur streets to cricket glory. Coming from the narrow lanes of Jodhpur, Mithali Raj went on to captain the Indian women's cricket team and become an international icon. Her message to girls. The world sets the limits, your confidence breaks them. Quote. I never played thinking I was a girl. I always saw myself as a player. What do children in small towns need? Inspiration, real success stories around them. Guidance, someone to show them the path forward. Belief, someone to say, you can do it. Conclusion, small towns, the launchpads of greatness. Whenever someone says, but I come from a small village, the reply should be, that's where the biggest dreams begin. This chapter is proof that true strength doesn't lie in cities or skyscrapers, but in the big dreams quietly growing inside small hearts. Chapter 5, Dreams Have No Price. Every great change in the world begins with a simple dream. Whether a person has resources or not, if they have a clear dream, focused thinking, and unshakable belief, they can achieve anything. Dreams come with no price tag, you can't buy them with money, and they're not limited to any one class or community. They belong to everyone, rich or poor alike. Oprah Winfrey, from struggles to stardom. You become what you believe. Oprah Winfrey. Born into poverty and raised in hardship, Oprah faced abuse, racism, and hunger in her early life. Yet, she never let her dreams die. Not only did she become one of the most beloved talk show hosts, but she also built a multi-billion-dollar media empire. Inspiration. The true power of dreams is revealed when a once ignored and mistreated girl teaches the world her name. Jack Ma, rejected 30+ times, still unstoppable. If you don't give up, you still have a chance. Jack Ma. One of China's richest entrepreneurs today, Jack Ma was rejected over 30 times, even by KFC. He didn't speak fluent English, nor did he know how to code. But he had a dream, to put China on the digital map. He founded Alibaba, now a global company. His dreams gave him the courage to rise again, every time he fell. Aristotle, The Revolution of Thought. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act but a habit. Aristotle. The great Greek philosopher taught that true power lies in thought. He mentored greats like Plato and Alexander the Great, lighting a flame of wisdom that still illuminates humanity. Aristotle believed that it is a person's thinking that determines their greatness, not their circumstances. Swami Vivekananda, arise, awake, and stop not. Arise, awake, and stop not until the goal is reached. Swami Vivekananda. Born on Indian soil, Swami Vivekananda showed the youth that dreams have no limits. His iconic speech at the 1893 Chicago World Parliament of Religions introduced the world to the richness of Indian philosophy and spirituality powered only by his conviction and vision. Osho, The Expansion of Consciousness. Become all that you can be. Osho. Osho challenged tradition and encouraged open-minded, fearless thought. He believed in personal freedom, spiritual awakening, and the right to dream without barriers. Every human is like a flower, he taught, they just need the freedom to bloom. Inspiring short stories. The Glass and the Dream. A young boy stood outside a restaurant daily, watching others drink juice from beautiful crystal glasses. He had no money but he had a dream. One day, I will own this restaurant. Years of hard work followed. Eventually, he bought that very restaurant. Lesson. Dreams cost nothing but the passion to realize them is priceless. Conclusion. The magic of dreaming. The greatest thing about dreams is, they are free. But to bring them to life, we must live them with all our strength, resolve, and effort. Every great person the world remembers once started with a small, invisible dream. Quotes to remember. Imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attractions. Albert Einstein. Chapter 6, Circumstances not barriers, but opportunities. Life's greatest truth is this: circumstances are not always favorable. But true warriors are those who find opportunities within adversity. There are times when storms blow, droughts strike, people step away, and thorns appear along the path. But greatness arises not from ideal conditions, it rises from those who thrive despite them. Sunil Yadav, Growing Gold from Barren Soil. In Purnia, Bihar, farmer Sunil Yadav was often mocked as an uneducated farmer. His land was dry, rainfall was sparse, and hope seemed distant. But Sunil didn't curse his fate. Instead, he learned about drip irrigation and organic farming through YouTube videos. Today, he cultivates 70 acres of land, growing mangoes, guavas, turmeric, and ginger, earning in lakhs. The same people who once laughed now seek his guidance. Lesson: don't blame circumstances, learn from them. Even barren land can blossom when met with the right mindset. From polishing shoes to coaching millions, Dr. Vivek Bindra. As a child, Vivek Bindra polished shoes on the streets of Delhi. He grew up in an orphanage with no financial support. But he educated himself, learned English, and read extensively. Today, he's one of India's most successful motivational and business coaches, with millions of followers on YouTube. Lesson: when no one is there to support you, become your own strength. A mobile app born in crisis, the Khana Chahi movement. During the COVID-19 lockdown, while people were dying of hunger, a few youngsters in Mumbai started the Khana Chahi initiative. They weren't an NGO. They had no major funding. But they had a powerful purpose: no one should sleep hungry. Using a simple mobile app, they connected food donors with the needy. Today, it's a growing humanitarian campaign. Lesson: when systems fail, ordinary citizens rise to the occasion. Irfan Alam and the Salmon Rickshaw Revolution. Irfan Alam from Bihar noticed the daily struggles of rickshaw drivers. He envisioned a solution and created Salmon, a startup that upgraded rickshaws with GPS, water bottles, radios, and ad panels, helping drivers earn 200 to 300 Indian rupees more per day. His company is now globally recognized. Lesson: where others saw poverty, he saw a business opportunity. Sudha Chandran, dancing beyond limits. Acclaimed Bharatanatyam dancer Sudha Chandran lost her leg in a road accident. Doctors said she would never dance again. But with a prosthetic limb, Jaipur foot, she returned to the stage and became an inspiration across the world. Message: when you have the will, the path reveals itself. Krishna Yadav, from pickles to prosperity. Krishna Yadav, a homemaker in Haryana, faced severe financial distress when her husband lost his job. With no external help, she started making pickles at home. Over time, she built Shri Krishna Pickles, a brand with crores in turnover, and now provides jobs to thousands of women. Message: whether it's poverty or pressure, courage can turn it into opportunity. Stephen Hawking, a genius beyond the body. Diagnosed with ALS, Stephen Hawking was given only a few years to live. Slowly paralyzed, he could neither walk nor speak. Yet, he redefined modern cosmology and changed how we understand the universe. Message: when the body gives up, strengthen the mind, that is true revolution. Aryanima Sinha, from tragedy to triumph. National-level volleyball player Aryanima Sinha was thrown from a moving train during a robbery. Her leg had to be amputated. But with a prosthetic leg, she climbed Mount Everest, becoming India's first female amputee mountaineer. Message: life only ends when you stop fighting. The wisdom of the Bhagavad Gita. Do your duty, don't worry about the results. This was said to Arjuna, who hesitated to fight. No matter how difficult the circumstance, when one stays true to their path, victory follows. Tagore's words. Faith is the bird that feels the light when the dawn is still dark. Rabindranath Tagore. A tale of two laborers, a matter of perspective. Two laborers were carrying bricks. One said, "I'm just hauling bricks. What a life." The other said, "I'm building a temple." Same task, different perspectives. That difference shapes destinies. Lesson: it's not your situation, it's your vision that defines what you become. Shift your mindset, change your life. Every challenge offers two choices: complain, or create. Examples: darkness. Light a lamp. No path. Build one. No support. Be your own ally. Conclusion: circumstances challenge everyone, rich or poor, educated or uneducated, rural or urban. But the real difference is whether we look for excuses or opportunities. The moment you change your mindset, you change your direction. It's not resources, but resourcefulness that matters. The real measure of success isn't how many resources you have, it's how wisely you use them. Introduction. How many tools or facilities one possesses is not the true test of success. The real question is, do we know how to use them effectively? Throughout history, people with limited means have achieved incredible outcomes with intelligence and creativity. Resources are merely tools, the real magic lies in the mindset that directs them. The intelligence behind the tools. We live in the era of smart work. Smart work is not just about working less, it's about making better use of the resources at hand. Take the case of a rural school with only one old computer. A creative teacher organized a schedule so every child got time on that computer. As a result, several students from that village went on to succeed in government exams. Lesson: even limited resources can lead to great heights if used with intelligence. Wisdom versus show off. Many people fail even with abundant resources because they don't know how to use them. Meanwhile, others create history with very little. Story: Srimavasa Ramanujan. Born into a poor Brahmin family in Tamil Nadu, Ramanujan had no access to advanced math books or laboratories. Yet, using only a notebook, pencil, and a brilliant mind, he discovered mathematical theorems that are still taught worldwide. Lesson: it's not about what you have, it's about how deeply you understand it. ISRO, creating a space program on a shoestring budget. India's first satellite, Aryabhata, was transported on a bullock cart to the launch site. ISRO didn't have NASA's funding, but it had vision and sharp resource utilization. India's Mars orbiter mission was executed for just 450 Indian rupees crore, less than the cost of the Hollywood film Interstellar. Lesson: extraordinary outcomes can come from ordinary means when driven by purpose and precision. Not just hacks, scientific jugaad. India's concept of jugaad, frugal innovation, is popular, but lasting results require a foundation of science and long-term thinking. Story: Sudarshan Patra, Odisha. With no formal training, Sudarshan built a scooter-like vehicle from scrap to take pregnant women to hospitals. His machine, Janani vehicle, is now a lifeline for his village. Lesson: when backed by thought, even scrap can turn into a solution. Education without gadgets. A passionate teacher can shape lives even without projectors or smartboards. Resources support education, but its soul lies in purposeful delivery. Story: Rajni Sir, Bihar. In a government school in Patna, he asked students to make their own fans, dusters, and blackboards. His purpose: to teach the value of resources. His students have gone on to qualify for IIT and NDA. Lesson: teaching is not about the tools, but about transforming thinking. Digital overload or digital understanding? Today's children have smartphones, internet, and infinite information. But do they know how to use them? That's the next big challenge in education, not just access to tools, but the wisdom to use them constructively. Story: Prerna Sharma, Uttar Pradesh. During the pandemic, she didn't have internet or smart devices. She painted science and math charts by hand and taught kids on her rooftop. Her students now top district-level exams. Lesson: when intent is clear, even chalk and color can outperform smartboards. Conclusion: more than resources, a shift in vision. A fast car heading in the wrong direction will crash. A bicycle in the right direction will reach the destination. This is the essence: resources matter, but the vision to use them wisely matters more. Our society, education system, and especially the youth must understand that. It's not about collecting tools. It's about understanding, preserving, and utilizing them with clarity. Inspiring quotes. Excellence is not by accident. It is a process where an individual uses the best of their resources with clarity. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. An investment in knowledge always pays the best interest. Benjamin Franklin. The difference between what we do and what we are capable of doing would suffice to solve most of the world's problems. Mahatma Gandhi. Chapter 8, Think Big, Start Small. The Power of Micro Steps and Long-Term Vision. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Lao Tzu. Introduction. Big dreams often face doubt and discouragement. Don't think so big. Try something easier first. That's not for someone like you. But history has proven, those who start small but think big, with clarity, vision, and confidence, eventually become sources of inspiration for millions. Success doesn't happen in a day, but daily efforts lead to lifelong victories. Chapter 9: Failure is a part of success. Learning from the failures of great people. Introduction. When we talk about success, we often forget the failures that paved the way. The truth is, failures and setbacks are the stepping stones that take a person toward success. Every great individual has tasted defeat, but what sets them apart is their refusal to stop. They learned, adapted, and moved forward. In this chapter, we explore how failure is not the end, but a necessary part of the journey. You'll read real-life stories of people who began in darkness but became shining stars through self-belief and the will to learn. As you think, so shall you become. When we are trapped in problems, we often think, "The world is against me. Why do I suffer more than others? I lack everything that others have." But pause and reflect, do your circumstances really define your future? Or does your thinking? Lesson from life. You become what you believe. I, too, came from the dusty streets of a small village. When I first saw the glitz of the city, I feared I would lose myself. But an inner voice always whispered, "Stay true to your path, that's your real identity. Don't settle for small dreams." Once, I believed a small job, 1 room, and 2 meals a day would be enough. But life taught me, thinking small limits you. Only when I started dreaming bigger did I begin to see new paths unfold. When I changed my thinking, new opportunities revealed themselves. How to change your thinking. 1. Talk to yourself daily, am I doing what I'm meant to do? 2. Distance yourself from negative people, they can kill your dreams. 3. Read empowering books, connect with inspiring people. 4. Create a positive environment around you. 5. Start with small goals, but dream big. Life mantra. Let your thoughts fly, there's no sky bigger than your mind. Stories of famous failures. 1. Abraham Lincoln, falling again and again, yet rising. Abraham Lincoln became the 16th President of the United States. But before that, he faced years of failure. 1831, failed in business. 1832, lost election for state legislature. 1835, fiancé died. 1836, suffered mental breakdown. 1838, 1843, 1848, 1855, 1856, lost multiple elections. In 1860, he finally became president. His success was built on his mindset. I do not know how to give up. Thomas Edison, 1,000 failed attempts before 1 bulb. Edison failed more than 1,000 times while trying to invent the electric bulb. People laughed at him, but he said, "I have not failed. I've just found 1,000 ways that won't work." His perseverance made him one of the greatest inventors in history. Jack Ma, rejected over 30 times, now a billionaire. Jack Ma faced countless rejections. Rejected by Harvard 10 times. Turned down for over 30 job applications. Even KFC rejected him. Out of 24 applicants, 23 were hired, he was the only one not selected. But he didn't quit. He went on to found Alibaba, one of the world's biggest e-commerce platforms. Shah Rukh Khan, from Delhi streets to Bollywood royalty. Shah Rukh began his career with TV shows. After the death of his father and facing financial hardship, he moved to Mumbai and faced multiple rejections. But he kept going. Today, he is one of the most celebrated actors globally. His life proves. Sometimes, the taste of failure deepens the sweetness of success. MS Dhoni, from ticket collector to World Cup champion. Dhoni started as a TTE, train ticket examiner, in Kudgapur. His heart was in cricket. Despite many setbacks and team rejections, he never gave up. When the chance came, he seized it with both hands. Becoming one of India's most successful cricket captains. Steve Jobs, fired from his own company, then changed the world. Steve Jobs started Apple, but was later fired from it. Instead of giving up, he launched Next and Pixar, both became iconic companies. Eventually, Apple brought him back, and he created the iPhone and Mac, revolutionizing global technology. Inspirational conclusions. Failure is not defeat, it is just a pause. Every failure hides a lesson. Those who rise after falling, create history. There is a glow in struggle that comfort can never give. Message to readers. If you are failing today, don't panic. Every successful person once stood where you are now. Just make a promise to yourself. I will keep trying. Because success is born in the womb of failure. Chapter 10, The Wealth of the Mind and Power of Self-Belief. If you have confidence, even an empty pocket feels like a treasure. Introduction. In life, we often equate success with money, position, and material resources. But history and countless real-life examples prove that the greatest wealth is a person's mindset and self-confidence. This inner strength shows us the way even in the most difficult times. What is inner strength? Self-belief. Self-belief means believing in yourself. It is the power that fuels you forward even when everything around seems lost. Sometimes, there are no resources or help, yet if you have self-belief, the impossible becomes possible. Inspirational example 2, the tea seller's daughter from Darjeeling. Pooja, a girl from a small village in West Bengal, helped her tea-selling father every day after school to earn money for her English medium school fees. Relatives mocked her. Society discouraged her. But her self-belief was unshaken. She studied at the tea stall, worked hard, and eventually cleared the UPSC exam to become an IAS officer.
Real-life stories of changed perspective. 1. Thomas Edison. After failing thousands of times to create the light bulb, when asked if he was discouraged, he replied, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." His perspective led him to success. 2. Helen Keller. Despite being deaf and blind, she inspired the world. Her life is proof that with a positive perspective, even the darkest life can shine with light. 3. Isaac Newton and the falling apple. While others ignored a falling apple, Newton asked, "Why does the apple fall down?" That question, driven by a different perspective, led to the discovery of the law of gravity. Perspective in everyday life. See poverty not as lack, but as an opportunity. Many underprivileged children reached the top ranks by refusing to accept defeat. View difficulty as a lesson. Many who failed exams later became IAS officers because they saw failure not as an end, but as a beginning. Conclusion. Changing your perspective is not just a shift in thought, it's about redirecting your entire existence. What you think is what you feel. What you feel is what you do. What you do becomes your habit, and habits build your destiny. So, if you want to change your life, don't change the path, change your perspective. As Osho beautifully said, be realistic, plan for a miracle. Chapter 12, The Mental Rules of Wealth. The journey of prosperity begins in the mind. Introduction. Earning wealth is not just the result of hard work or external effort, it is also a mental journey. Our thoughts, perspectives, habits, and internal beliefs determine whether we move towards abundance or remain entangled in scarcity. This chapter explores the mental rules that not only help in acquiring money but also enrich a person from within. 1. The Power of Thought, Napoleon Hill. Napoleon Hill's classic Think and Grow Rich teaches, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Key mental principles from Hill. Definiteness of purpose. Without a clear goal, no progress is possible. Faith. Strong belief in oneself is the foundation of success. Autosuggestion. Repeating positive affirmations reprograms the mind. Persistence. Continued effort, even after failure, is the real secret to winning. Inspiring example. Henry Ford, despite limited technical knowledge, he founded Ford Motors by sheer faith and clarity. He said, "Whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. The Power of Tiny Habits, James Clear. James Clear's Atomic Habits reveals that small daily actions lead to massive success over time. Key concepts. Habit stacking, link a new habit to an existing one. Identity change, begin to see yourself as the person you aim to become. E.g., I am a disciplined person. 1% better daily, small improvements compound. Improving by 1% daily makes you 37x better in 1 year.
Real-life stories of changed perspective. 1. Thomas Edison. After failing thousands of times to create the light bulb, when asked if he was discouraged, he replied, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." His perspective led him to success. 2. Helen Keller. Despite being deaf and blind, she inspired the world. Her life is proof that with a positive perspective, even the darkest life can shine with light. 3. Isaac Newton and the falling apple. While others ignored a falling apple, Newton asked, "Why does the apple fall down?" That question, driven by a different perspective, led to the discovery of the law of gravity. Perspective in everyday life. See poverty not as lack, but as an opportunity. Many underprivileged children reach the top ranks by refusing to accept defeat. View difficulty as a lesson. Many who failed exams later became IAS officers because they saw failure not as an end, but as a beginning. Conclusion. Changing your perspective is not just a shift in thought, it's about redirecting your entire existence. What you think is what you feel. What you feel is what you do. What you do becomes your habit, and habits build your destiny. So, if you want to change your life, don't change the path, change your perspective. As Osho beautifully said, "Be realistic, plan for a miracle." Chapter 12, The Mental Rules of Wealth. The journey of prosperity begins in the mind. Introduction. Earning wealth is not just the result of hard work or external effort, it is also a mental journey. Our thoughts, perspectives, habits, and internal beliefs determine whether we move towards abundance or remain entangled in scarcity. This chapter explores the mental rules that not only help in acquiring money but also enrich a person from within. 1. The Power of Thought, Napoleon Hill. Napoleon Hill's classic Think and Grow Rich teaches, "Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve." Key mental principles from Hill. Definiteness of purpose. Without a clear goal, no progress is possible. Faith. Strong belief in oneself is the foundation of success. Autosuggestion. Repeating positive affirmations reprograms the mind. Persistence. Continued effort, even after failure, is the real secret to winning. Inspiring example. Henry Ford, despite limited technical knowledge, he founded Ford Motors by sheer faith and clarity. He said, "Whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right." The Power of Tiny Habits, James Clear. James Clear's Atomic Habits reveals that small daily actions lead to massive success over time. Key concepts. Habit stacking, link a new habit to an existing one. Identity change, begin to see yourself as the person you aim to become. E.g., I am a disciplined person. 1% better daily, small improvements compound. Improving by 1% daily makes you 37x better in 1 year. Powerful thought. Money can buy a bed, but not sleep, books, but not wisdom. External wealth is meaningful only when accompanied by inner wealth. Osho warned. Money is not evil. But if awareness does not come before wealth, money will enslave you. To handle wealth, first develop a wealthy mindset. Spiritual vision and wealth. Self-respect, awareness, and free thinking are the real foundations of inner prosperity. Mental rules for abundance. O. Detach from poverty identity. O. Make abundance part of your identity. O. Think long-term in every decision. Real-life stories of rising from the depths. Dhirubhai Ambani, from a gas station attendant to building Reliance Industries. His mantra. Think big, dream bigger, act fast. Jack Ma, rejected over 30 times, but founded Alibaba. His words: never give up. Today is hard, tomorrow will be worse, but the day after tomorrow will be sunshine. Mental rules rich people follow. 1. I can mentality, they learn from failure. They don't fear it. 2. Clarity of goals, they know exactly where they want to be in 5 years. 3. Time investment, they treat time as the most valuable asset. 4. Failure as experiment, they view setbacks as lessons. 5. Curiosity and networking, they learn from everyone, even the ordinary. Conclusion. Before you can attract wealth, you must adopt a wealth mindset. Those who think rich, believe rich, and act rich through small consistent steps, eventually become outwardly rich as well. Brain, your mind is the soil. Thoughts are seeds. Sow thoughts of wealth, and you will harvest prosperity. Chapter 13, Invest in yourself, and wealth will follow. Building education, experience, and skill. Introduction. In any person's life, the most valuable asset is not external wealth, but their own personality, knowledge, and skills. Material possessions may fade over time, but an investment made within yourself not only improves you but attracts success and wealth naturally. The real path to prosperity is not only about earning money, it's about becoming someone who naturally attracts money, respect, and success through their mindset and capability. Many people associate wealth with only money. But true prosperity begins in the mind, intellect, and inner strength. If you continuously invest in your knowledge, skill, and experience, external wealth will automatically find its way to you. If you don't invest in yourself, the world won't either. This is not just a line, it's the truth reflected in the lives of countless people who, despite hardships and limitations, believed in themselves, learned, struggled, and ultimately created history. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, investment in knowledge that changed history. There was a time when Dr. Ambedkar was considered untouchable. He was made to sit separately in school. But he didn't give up. He pursued education from Columbia University and the London School of Economics, transforming himself to become the chief architect of the Indian Constitution. His investment in education became his true wealth. He refined himself to such a degree that he helped shape the future of an entire nation. Dr. Rajendra Prasad, A Life of Discipline and Self-Building. India's first president, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, lived a life of simplicity and discipline. He excelled in academics and later left his legal career to join Gandhi's freedom movement. He continuously invested in knowledge, wisdom, and character building. His calm demeanor, thoughtful leadership, and tireless work ethic made him a role model. He uplifted himself and became an inspiration for others. Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia, Wealth of Thoughts and Ideals. Dr. Lohia proved that prosperity isn't only about money, it's about ideas and principles. He used education, discussion, and dialogue to reach the masses with his socialist ideology. He believed, if your thoughts are true, one day the world will listen to you. He spent his life raising awareness and deepening public understanding through selfless thought leadership. How to invest in yourself. Learn something new daily, read books, take courses, write and reflect. Take care of your health, a healthy body houses a healthy mind. Build your network, surround yourself with good people, learn and share. Avoid negativity, use criticism as a tool for growth. Practice meditation and self-reflection, understanding yourself is the first step towards self-development. Inspirational quotes and stories. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison, strengthening his mind. When he emerged, he changed the world. Bruce Lee said, invest in yourself. Self-education is the greatest form of investment. Confucius said, education breeds confidence. Confidence breeds hope. Hope breeds peace. Conclusion. The lives of these great figures teach us that if you spend time, energy, and resources on yourself, the world cannot stop you from becoming rich. The purest and most lasting path to wealth is to invest in education. Learn new skills. Gain wisdom through experience. Discover and strengthen your inner power. Even if you start with limited financial resources, once you begin investing in yourself, those limits will fade, and you'll become a symbol of success for others. Author's inspiration. I don't want this book to be just something you read. I want it to become the spark that awakens the future hidden inside you. Start now. Think bold. Become unstoppable. Harindra Yadav. Thanks you. Author's inspiration. I don't want this book to be just something you read. I want it to become the spark that awakens the future hidden inside you. Start now. Think bold. Become unstoppable. Harindra Yadav. Thanks you.